Welcome, everyone. So today's podcast, the Shashastra Collective has been speaking to me and showing me about different points in the timeline and how to align with those points. So what I mean by that is that before in my podcast, if you've listened to them, there was something I was explaining earlier that they were explaining earlier about the jump points. And if you look at an infinite symbol with the idea that this is the design of reality, and in the middle of that X, where the infinity symbol crosses over, that's where you always are. So that goes in alignment with the philosophy of there is no time, distance, or space, and that everything is right here and right now. So the two circles on either side of that infinite symbol are the energy that's always flowing into your existence. And standing at the center, at that crux, that cross point there is you, in your consciousness, in your creative awareness. And when you align with love, you can create and manifest anything that you want. And people say, well, you need to zoom to that point in the timeline, or you need to draw it to you. Well, what's actually happening is that when you use your consciousness backed by love, because love is the creative force, those infinite circles fold into your existence. So it's not like you're going anywhere to travel to some place or things are coming to you. It's actually folding into your reality. So things are basically lining up and creating and happening right in front of your eyes. So it's coming to you. It's being drawn to you not only, but it's really just folding in on itself and rearranging the universe right in front of your eyes based on what is it you believe and that you resonate with. So I just wanted to remind you of that idea that we've spoken about previously in case you hadn't heard it, or just to refresh you if you had. But I'm just going to let them speak now because they're already starting to take over. Greetings. So yes, here we are again, speaking about the jump points and the magic that creates. But first we want to say to you that magic is not something that creates it. It's your alignment to that force that allows you to create magic. It's not something that happens to you without your own doing, or your own energy, or your energy alignment to it. Magic is something that you align with because it's something that you are. So basically what we're saying to you is that when you are asking for something to have it happen, like win the lottery or, some magical thing to happen, it's like you're putting your power outside of yourself. You're saying magic is something that happens from outside of me and gives me this stroke of luck. And that is not at all how it works. What works is your alignment to the energy of magic. And all that energy of magic is that you have aligned with love, which is the creative power. It is the creative force that creates everything. And so when you're asking and calling and reaching out for some magical thing outside of you in desperation, you're not aligning with magic at all. You are simply hoping, wishing, wanting, and in a state of lack and fear and worry. This is not what creates magic. What creates magic is your love and your alignment to it. So again, we say to you that it's not magic that creates. It's your alignment to that force. It's what allows you to manifest something. And it doesn't happen to you without your own doing. It happens with all of your doing and all of your energy in alignment to that energy frequency. Again, everything is a frequency. So if you're resonating with the frequency of lack and hoping and wishing and wanting, you're not aligning with the magical frequency at all. And so let's address those feelings, because it's important to have those feelings. We're not saying don't ever have a sad moment. If you feel sad or moments of despair, don't feel those because then you're going to repel all the magic. No, we're not saying that at all. What we're saying is have those moments, have your outburst, Have your crying moment, your breakdown, because if you keep it bottled up inside, it just stews and spins and stirs within your beingness. And so have those moments, let it out, cry it out, write it down, throw it away, just release that energy, because it's like a steam in a kettle. You can't keep it in there forever. And if you do, eventually it will just explode inside and outside of your life. And so have those moments, but don't dwell on them. Just acknowledge that this is a feeling that I'm having, and that's okay. I'm a growing human being, and I'm not perfect, and I'm still figuring this out. But I know, and you have to really know this, that those moments are allowing you an opportunity to shift your energy. So you can say, oh gosh, I still believe all these limiting beliefs about myself. I still believe that I don't have this power to create whatever it is that I want. And so having that moment of feeling vulnerable and weak is important for you to recognize that you still have self-doubt. And then you can reflect upon that and say, oh, okay. So now I need to practice building my energy of self-confidence. And it does take practice. And this means not just writing a million times, I am confident, I am confident, I'm confident, but actually doing things that build your love frequency that have nothing at all to do with the situation. Because when you're really attached to something, it's almost like you have your grip on it and you're choking it to death. So what we ask you to do, and what we suggest you to do, is to do things that make you happy. Again, building that love bank account. Listen to positive music that brings you up. Go for a walk in the woods. Go step outside into the sunshine and just soak up some of those healing rays. Or call an old friend. Or eat your favorite dessert. Whatever it is that brings you into a feel-good space. Watching a feel-good movie. Writing down your feelings. Or maybe doing a painting. Something that really helps you to kind of express and move through things. Play music. Dance. Whatever it is. Even if it's just a dance of releasing your emotions and your energy, that's perfect. That's shifting and moving the energy. You have to dance with this energy, you see, and move with it and let it move through you, because you are not always in control of the now moment, and that's okay. And that's a good awareness to have. Some things can happen in the now moment, and whether you drew it to you or it's just happenstance is debatable and situational with each person. There is no right or wrong answer to that question or that thought. However, you are in control of your future. And so if you're in this moment of despair or lack or insecurity, that's a moment to say, okay, this is now, but this is not going to be the next moment or the future. I'm changing this. I'm choosing to change this because I don't like how this feels. I don't like being in this situation anymore, so I'm going to shift my energy by doing things that build up that positive energy love bank account. It's almost like you have to override the system with love to flush out all of those stuck places. It's like taking a raging river and washing out a dam. And so love is that radiant, healthy water, raging river that unblocks all of those dams that are stuck up inside of you. Okay, so getting back to the jump point, yes, there are, if you were to imagine, say, a web out in front of you, and in this web is your timeline of possibilities. So close your eyes right now and just see that web. So over here to one side is your happy relationship. Over here to one side is your success with your career. Out in front of you is your success with your health. And just feeling radiant and rested and peaceful and youthful energy and clear head and mind. So all of these things are out there in the timeline. We say out there from your perspective, but in reality, everything's right here. It's always right in front of you. Everything is right here and now, and that's what the jump point is. We are all always at the center of the jump point. And we're just seeing reality through our own consciousness, awareness, and perspective, because that's what we've created. But all the energy is right here, right now. All the time, distance, and space is right here, right now. Because there is no time, distance, or space. It's all right here, right now. and you have access to all of it. So when you look at that infinite symbol, or maybe when you're walking through life and you see that infinite symbol, let that be a reminder that everything you need and everything that you want, you have access to all of that information and all those possibilities right here, right now. You are always at the center of the X of that jump point. And whatever it is that you focus on, good or bad, happy or sad, that's up to you. It will fold in upon itself and rearrange the universe to meet you, to be exactly as you had foreseen, whether it was intentional or subconscious. So it's important for you to be clear what it is your intention is. And it will rearrange itself in front of you. This is how the universe works. You're always in that jump point. So again, it's not just about setting your intentions. The intentions have to be backed by that love frequency, because love is the creative frequency. So if you're not manifesting things, you have to take an inner inventory of how you were feeling. And if you're feeling yucky, then you have to let those feelings out one way or another. Get a punching bag, or dance, or write it out, or paint it out, whatever it is that it takes. Just release it. And then shift into a place of building that love bank account. Ways that you can build your love bank account are not only just doing things that you love, but doing things for other people. Random acts of kindness, volunteering, being part of a group, and supporting other people. Because when you take the focus off of yourself, then the focus is not so much on the self-doubt and the self-worry. You are just there giving love and being a vessel for love. And that's what we came here to do. We didn't really come here so much to focus on ourselves as much as we came as a collective to be a vessel for love and create all these beautiful, magical things together. So if you're worried about yourself and your future, then maybe it's time for you to turn around and support another group of people in some way with your time or your energy, or maybe go visit the lonely elderly in the nursing homes. Because when you do something kind for someone else, it not only brings you joy, but it brings them joy. And so then you become a gateway for love. And it flows through you, and you're no longer seeking it because you realize that you are it. It's a currency. It's an equal exchange that you can give, you can receive, you can be it, you can play with it like Play-Doh. It's such a multi-layered energy that can be played with in so many ways. And again, we call it, like, you can create the cosmic Play-Doh with this energy, anything that you want. So dance with that energy. And again, we say to you, over and over again, we're going to say this until it sinks in, that your harmony is your home. So if you're not feeling harmonious in your current situation, stop doing it. Or if you're not able to shift out of that yet, go do things that are harmonious. Go find time to do things that feel harmonious to you, and that will naturally start to shift your life for you. You will start to draw new opportunities that maybe you didn't see or weren't able to see because you weren't in the harmonious energy frequency. So if you don't know how to get out of your situation or how to change it, then just start doing little things every day, whether it's going for a walk or stopping off to get your favorite coffee or listening to your favorite song, whatever it is. Take those moments every day to harmonize your energy. And then things will just start to line up for you. But you also need to take time to be clear what it is that you want to draw in based on the contrast of what you don't want to draw in anymore. So you can write down the things that you don't like about your life. And then on the opposite side of the page, just write the opposite of that. You're like, well, I don't want disrespect. Well, I do want respect. Or I don't want a partner who, doesn't communicate well. I want a partner who does communicate well. You see? So you can use that contrast as a way, again, of sharpening your tools to really laser focus in on what it is that you do want to create with that love frequency. Okay. We are the Shashastra Collective. We are complete, and we love you dearly. Thank you so much all again. And I just listen to this every time, and The things that they say are just so clear and on point and amazing and makes so much sense. It's just as much as a surprise and journey for me as it is for all of you. And, interestingly enough, I was listening to a channeling this morning from Lee Carroll, who does the Cryon channelings, and he was talking about being a channeler. And he said that, being a channeler, some people think that that's weird or it's odd. And he's like, actually, it's the most normal thing, because what we're actually all opening up to is the fact that we have access to all of that information, what he calls the Akash, or Akashic records, which is all of our lives through all of our times and all of our experiences and everyone's experiences, because we're all one consciousness, that we all have access to that information. And it's not just for the sake of information, it's for the sake of co-creating with love together. And what, we've learned how to do this better more and more each time that we do it, every time we go through these experiences. And so we're all awakening to that fact that we can all have access to this infinite wisdom if we just take time to stop and listen and really be present. So give yourself that time today to give yourself 15 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, whatever you can find, to just sit still and listen. And you can start a meditation with just a simple question or two, and then just sit quietly for an hour and see what comes through, or 10 minutes, whatever you have. And just allow yourself to just receive the wisdom that comes through, and don't judge it and don't question it. Just start opening that doorway of listening and being present with that immense wealth of knowledge and love that you have inside of you. Because we all have this gift. We all have this ability, not just me. And I'm still growing and working with this myself. So, yeah. So, thank you all again for listening, and many blessings to all of you, and may you have a life filled with love and oneness today. This is a listener-supported podcast. If you felt this was beneficial, please feel free to donate, like, subscribe, or share, and follow me on lifeofoneness.com.